Paul, who's the best team in college football right now?
Ohio State. And I know they haven't played the schedule, but they just seem like the most complete. The number one team is Georgia. They have a lot of things going for them, but the thing that bothers me a little bit about making Georgia the best so far is that they're missing a lot of pieces that they will start getting back for the stretch run. They could end up being once they get these guys, their best wide receiver, their best defensive player have been banged up. So that's really been the issue, and they're not getting stellar play out of the quarterback either.
If Jay's mother and father's alma mater, Ohio State, is the best team in college football,
I just want to say it's the Ohio State.
The Ohio State University.
Purposes, but I'll just
the Ohio State by way of Indiana. Paul, who's the best team that we're not talking about now?
I mean, I know they were focused on Saturday with game day, but I think it's probably Oregon. And what's so interesting about Oregon is that after they were shellacked by Georgia on the opening weekend, we just wrote them off as a disaster. But that win by Georgia now really looks good. But you can't lose by 5 touchdowns or 6. I mean, I think it was 6, and hang around for long. But I mean, what they did over the weekend was impressive. They have a lot of key games remaining, but ultimately, I think they would be the team. We're not talking about Michigan a lot. I think we will start talking about them as they have Michigan State, and they'll end up with Ohio State. But they seem to be overlooked as well.
In reality, and not in your world, is your alma mater, Tennessee, really good?
Yes, they are. The problem for Tennessee is, they're now the hunted. They're no longer the big underdog. They have Kentucky this weekend, but the game that will define Tennessee, Key, is a week from Saturday. They go to Athens. It's the biggest. It will be the biggest game of the year in college football so far. It will likely be a 1 versus 3 matchup, and there's a path. I mean, we're now into the playoff equation with that coming out next week. So I mean, they could conceivably be hang around without winning, but it's unlikely. And much of that depends on Alabama, and Alabama has suddenly a couple of more foes on the road that they have to deal with. But Tennessee is extremely good there. As you know, they're not elite on defense, but nobody can match them offensively.
Paul, I'm the degenerate gambler of the crew. This is well, actually, I'm not. Alan Yates is our producer, but I'm second at least. Maybe the Jamie Still. Yeah. But it helped me here. Would you bet on Alabama making the Final Four when it's all said and done?
No. I would not. And here's the reason. They've lost their margin for error by losing to Tennessee. So their schedule is this. A week from Saturday at LSU. Dangerous, maybe not impossible. They'll be the favorite. After that, they have Ole Miss. And then their season calms down a little bit. They finish with Auburn, which is a mess right now. But they'll have to play Georgia or Tennessee. I think if they end up with Georgia, they'll have a hard time winning again. Now, they could beat Tennessee in a neutral site. I don't think today they could beat Alabama. So that would possibly, I think, more than likely eliminate them. There's still a mathematical chance, depending on everyone else, but I wouldn't give them a very high probability.
Yeah, because they'll all cancel each other out in the SEC anyway for the most part, right, Paul? So with that being said, USC sits, I think, what are we, 9 or 10? I don't remember.
Yeah.
But we still, our format is different now. We take the best 2 teams from the entire conference and play in Las Vegas in the conference championship. And right now it looks like Oregon and possibly USC if we can get past UCLA. If that's the case, can we somehow figure out how to climb back into the 4?
Yeah, I tell you the school that's screwing it up for everybody right now is Clemson. They have had 3 or 4 literally last-second wins. They came from behind to beat Syracuse the other day. If somebody could knock them off, and I don't know who that is anymore, then you move them out of the equation, and then it really becomes a Big Ten, SEC, and then maybe the winner of the Pac-12. But right now you still have so much at the top. You have the 2 elite teams in the Big Ten. You've got 3 in the SEC. And it just makes it hard because it just seems likely that the Big Ten or the SEC will get 2 schools in. And if Clemson is still there, it doesn't leave any room at the end, so to speak, Key.
Do they have North Carolina? Do they have North Carolina at all this year?
I'll have to double check, but for some reason I don't think that. Clemson has the only really tough game in theory they have, I think, is next week against Notre Dame in South Bend. Hard to believe they'll lose that, but they're not playing with they're not dominating teams. So I think a night game in South Bend, I would give Notre Dame a puncher's chance.
Go Irish! Woo! Let's go!
Paul Finebaum, host of the Paul Finebaum Show. Tomato rice is the soup. You can
it didn't even come out right, Jay.
Paul Finebaum Show, of course, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Thanks, Paul, as always.
I need to get on your show,
Thank you, guys.
Paul. I haven't been on in months.
Yeah, Paul, you haven't invited us on. What's up with that?
Come on over.
There it is.
That seemed very welcoming. Okay.
Just shut that whole controversy down, didn't he?
So much excitement there, Paul. All right.
Shook One's Part 2, Paul. We'll test you again next week.
Sure.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.